Hi, my name is Regine Battle, and today I will be giving an informative speech on endangered animal life. Watching is my family. My brother is behind the camera. What many people don't know is that there are so many species that are entering on the endangered list, some of which we aren't taught about in school. I will be talking about both land and sea life that has become endangered over the years. In the United States, there is approximately 39% of marine life that surrounds us that has been on the endangered species list. But globally, there is approximately 1,851 species of sea life that has been put on the at-risk category. Some of these are the Atlantic salmon, the dwarf seahorse, and the bluefin tuna. There's many more. There are all types of websites who are starting to show up to try and help organize things to do and monitor these animals in sea life, such as the biologicaldiversity.org. They go and they will name all the animals that they have found and try to say how many there are, where they live, and give you so much information on them so that you can possibly try to help. Next, I will talk about some of the land life that is at risk. I have here some of the animals. We have things like Bengal tigers, polar bears, pandas, frogs, wolves, all at risk, different versions of them, different sets of their species. There are even more, such as chimpanzees, African elephants, and Arctic fox that we don't get to see all that often, even on TV. These animals are at risk because of things that we, as humans, have done. Some of these things includes lowering the genetic variation levels among them. We do this by overhunting, overfishing, taking up land for certain things. Like whenever we have cattle ranches, so much forest is cut down in order to be able to make it safer for the cattle and give them space. This causes any animals that lived in that forest to have to move elsewhere, causing the populations for smaller amounts of forest to get more dense. This can cause other animals to have more fights or run-ins, or cause some of the tougher animals to prey on some of the prey animals more, which causes less of those animals to be around. It also affects things like rainforests because they have to cut down the forest in order to grow food for these animals, produced in agriculture. Another thing is the amount of land we take up in order to build houses, schools, and everything else. Instead of having a family of two in a 500 square foot house where they have everything that they need, they decide to buy a 2,000 square foot house where they might put one or two more people and have an excess amount. On top of that, they take so much acreage and they don't use it. They continue to clear it off, causing animals to have to migrate into other animals' territory, which causes more problems. And with hunting, once you kill off so many of a certain type of animal, they have less to choose from whenever they breed. So while breeding, it's the same as if humans were to breed with their relatives, close relatives. You have types of health issues that are more common or special needs that can't be taken care of in the wild. These animals are hurting and they need help. Other things that we have done is fishing on a large scale. When we fish, let's say there is one boat that gets a net full of fish. Out of that whole net, there will be other animals inside of there that they were not looking for. Those animals are then killed and discarded because they are not what those fishers are looking for, because they cannot make money off of them. And that's how more animals get caught up and die. Also how coral reefs and other types of homes for these animals end up broken and they have nowhere to live. Some things that we can do to help is to reduce our waste. We can reduce our waste by stop using single-use plastic or buy in bulk and other things like that. Small things that we can implement throughout our lives that we might not even take notice of that can help these animals so much. Another thing is to cut down on the animal products that you eat. These things work in a need to want ratio. The more we ask for these animal products, the more that they will produce. And the less we ask for, the less they will eventually produce. We have to start thinking about the long-term effects of what we do. Each animal has a very important role to play in our ecosystem. From the bees to dogs to lions, they all help keep a certain balance. And without some of these animals, the entire balance will be thrown off, including our lives. Because not only do these animals help maintain balance for things that we don't see, it also helps maintain balance for things larger than us. So what we can do